Well, hey, Tim, how's it going?
Hey, going good, Chad. How about you?
I'm doing well. Yeah, I'm just excited that, we got that last win, went into Mizzou, handled business, did what we needed to do, got that win, and now we get to go to a bowl game. And it's just, we already knew we was going to a bowl game, but now we get to go to a really good bowl game, I feel like. I think it's going to be a year for us where we get a excellent Florida bowl game.
Yeah, I do too. Finished at 8-4, just like we were hoping, like we were predicting before the start of the year. We felt, a lot of people were saying, "Oh, 6-6 would be a heck of a season."
Mm-hmm.
5-7 would be, an improvement. And no, he felt with the schedule, this team was good enough. I mean, we saw it the other day. 29 seniors they honored on Senior Day. So this was a team that should be 8-4, and the season's not over. I'm looking forward to getting that ninth win. And I think you're right, a Florida bowl game that we deserve, and it's an exciting time. I feel like we deserve it in a solid year thus far.
How exciting is it? This is exactly what we predicted. We predicted the 8-4 season, like at the beginning of the year. Now, granted, a couple things went a little bit differently than we thought. A couple teams beat us that we thought we would beat. But it's still, we got pretty close, and that's pretty wild to think about, honestly.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I'm sure we picked Alabama and Georgia to win, and I'm not sure from there. Maybe LSU because it was at Baton Rouge.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that one as a loss. Ole Miss and Auburn, maybe toss-ups. I think we probably at least predicted getting one of those.
Mm-hmm.
But a solid year.
Absolutely.
It was good. I'm satisfied. We were sitting at going into that bye week, after losing to Georgia, Ole Miss, Auburn, 3 in a row, and having some just looking dog tired versus Auburn, and then just kind of sleepwalking versus UAPB because it's kind of just all you can do before that bye week,
Exactly.
And then to turn off and rattle off, 3 out of 4 or 4 out of 5 to close the season.
Exactly. And I think that it's an opportunity for us to go in here and win this bowl game. I think that's important that we get a bowl game win. It gives us the opportunity to practice, and that practice allows us to develop a little bit more than we would if we didn't make a bowl game. We had to end practice and stop, and that's really going to be imperative. With some of the players we're losing and so on and so forth. You got to think, you got several defensive players you're losing because of their senioring out. You got guys that are maybe going to the NFL, and it's just like, goodness, you might have to reload next year, so it's gonna be tough. But I think you got backups that can step up. I think we're gonna see that. I think you're gonna see, somebody come in. You remember back whenever Bumper Pool was first coming in, and when we said, "Hey, watch this guy," and he wasn't on the radar yet, and he kind of blew up. You're going to see that from some young guys. They're going to come in and do that. And then, I also think, Pittman's really good in the portal, so I think he pulls in some guys to fill those gaps. I think that'll be exciting. I think he attacks that portal kind of like our basketball coach does, if you ask me, and he really pulls a lot of really good talent out of there and guys that fit the team well when they come in, and it feels like they're team players, like they have been with the team for some time when they haven't, and that's pretty impressive, and we've seen that this year, so you'll see that next year and carry on. So you got those two avenues, and that's the second avenue we didn't have before. And then you got to also think about the likeness deals and stuff, with Walmart being up there, and now all those corporations that are up there in Bentonville and stuff. I would think that would start coming to fruition, pretty soon on some top talent, to bring some top talent into Arkansas. Oregon's going to be doing it. Nike's going to be doing it. So let's go ahead and do it with the Waltons.
Yeah, we need to spend that money for those NILs and help these recruiting classes get even better. Like you're talking about, Bumper Pool kind of came out of nowhere for a lot of people. I mean, so did Hayden Henry and Grant Morgan, who two seniors were losing. They were walk-ons.
Yeah.
So what's to say we're not going to find another? I'm not even talking about finding walk-ons off there. Well, who's to say we don't have a backup that's going to get, like you're saying, the extra bowl practices that just haven't had the game experience because we have three seniors that are linebackers. So there's no saying just because those guys leave, we're just going to have a huge drop-off. But what you're talking about, those extra practices are going to be so big. You know what I mean? And just keeping those linebackers, senior linebackers, fresh for that bowl game, so we can really come out. This feels like a team. Pittman feels like a coach that's going to have the team rearing to go for a bowl. Like that's going to be fired up. Like it feels like the whole team's going to there's not going to be any opt-outs from players. It doesn't feel like everybody's going to be really gung ho about getting that 9th win and just having our best season. Why it's first time we've had 8 or more regular season wins since Petrino's last year. So it's been 10 years since we had a regular season that we've had 8 wins. So it'd be really special to get that 9th. The transfer portal. I mean, you've seen it this year. You've seen it with that whole defensive line he brought in. You've seen it with Warren Thompson's came on to be an effective piece. And he's going to do it again. He's already got talks, all these coaching changes. Who's to say we're not going to get some more, or get some guys out of the transfer portal from some of these head coaching changes that's already happened, or even doesn't even have to be that, per se. But that doesn't hurt that we've got really chances to grab some guys that's got some to fill some gaps until Pittman really builds the program back up. So that's.
And when you said that, like, it reminds you of the Petrino years, and it did me too. And then, just seeing the downfall we've had since then. But, that reminds me like Houston Nutt era. You know what I mean? Like good football, good solid football coach who's out there, and he's a nitty gritty guy, and he's out there doing it. He's getting it done. And he's older, and that's cool. It's cool to see an older coach that's out there that has paid their due. That's out there, doing what he's doing. So to me, it just puts me back in that era of this is what Razorback football is supposed to be. This is what Razorback football has always been my whole life. And then these bozos came in there, and now they're gone. And isn't it interesting that you got a guy that comes down from Illinois and you got a guy that comes over from Texas. Isn't that interesting, right? And then you get some old boy from Georgia to come on in there that grew up in Oklahoma to help you out right next door, listening to the Razorbacks on the radio. So, he's got a lot of heart. He wants it, Yeah, I like that. I like that he wants it. And he's just going out there and kicking everybody's ass and trying to get it.
Yeah, this is his dream job, and you can tell he puts everything in it. And he's made this our program. We were an embarrassment a couple years ago under Morris. I mean, just straight up, just an embarrassment. And this year we've been really pride in the program, looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Just must see TV. Not that we missed the game anyways, even during that era, but it just feels like an extra special. Looking forward all week to it, being really proud and just we've got a really good team. We're beating these teams. We're beating LSU's. You know what I mean? We're smacking Missouri. We're beating A&M for the first time in a while. Pittman gets his players to play hard and kind of embodies what the kind of Razorback when you're talking about. Go back to Houston, just getting the most out of his guys.
Yeah.
We haven't had number one. We haven't had top 5, top 10 recruiting classes, but he gets the most out of his guys. I mean, just you can tell they play hard, and that's a lot of times. But I mean, what you can ask for is you really see the most out of them. You don't see any quit. You just don't see any give up in the season. They could have easily finished 6-6.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Or I doubt 5-7, but you could easily. We got better as this.
Yeah,
and that's encouraging for the program to come because. I mean, in football, every game matters. It's not like basketball where you can afford some losses.
Yeah. So
you don't want to drop any in October or September. But how big is it when that time comes when we have that season that's working together and we're 7-0, 8-0, or even 7-1, but still a possibility. Hey, we've got a November that Pittman's teams play really well in, and that's an encouraging sign.
Yeah, it really is. And I think Pittman's going to do wonderful. I think he's just going to keep on doing well. I don't think it's I think a lot of people want to say, oh, it's all about the coordinators, and the coordinators are like 100% it. And I'm not saying he has bad coordinators. He's got really good coordinators. He's got Brawls and all that. But I also think, there's only a couple of games where we, lost, and it was very close. And it seemed like both times were situations where we could have probably pulled that out if we had just made a few different coaching decisions, So hopefully we learn from that, right? And specifically, I'd be going for going for 2 instead of taking it to overtime and playing, I mean, Ole Miss game, like, man, I don't know. There's something about that game. It just feels like we definitely just dropped the ball on that, coaching wise. And like you correct those things, and you come out next year, you know what I'm saying, with a really good program, really good team, guys you've been coaching up for years now, and you come out that third year, and wow, we should have a good program. I think we'll continue to have a good program, even though we're in what you would call a rebuilding year, I guess, next year because of the loss.
Yeah, but sure. And you think about the defense, though. It's not exactly like this defense has just been shutting out a whole lot of folks. And just like, wow, this is the worst thing. Because you look on the other side of the ball, you got KJ Jefferson, who hadn't thrown an interception since, I think even it was a tipped interception. He's thrown like 3 all year. Again, so much SEC competition. And it's been like, he's closing in on a Tyler Wilson record of most passes attempted without throwing an interception. He takes care of it. Remember that first half against Rice in the very first game? I think we put up maybe 7 points, something like that, and just just kind of struggling. And since then, he's just been great. He leads this offense. Under Pittman, the offensive line is going to be good. The running backs, we're going to lose Traylon Smith, but you got Dominic Johnson, Rocket, and AJ Green all coming back.
All of them. And
then receivers, you're probably going to lose Burks, but you have everybody else coming back with a chance to really build. We need some help from the tight end position, but that's going to make, because he makes some of those throws. Okay, without Burks, you're going to throw it to more guys, and he's able to do that. And a lot of with maybe the numbers.
They'll have time to develop. Oh, I'm sorry, Tim. But they're going to have time to develop some of those guys past where they are now. So some of those guys, when you watch these games, you can see like they're on their cuts and they're almost like there, right? And they're almost where they need to be, but they're not quite there. So he's having to choose to go to the best receiver we got on the field, right? Those guys will be coached up by next year, and be a little bit better than they are this year, and hopefully enough where they can contribute in bulk. That's what I want to see, right? I want to see instead of one guy, we're hitting three receivers.
Yeah, and having options, just like you don't know where he's going to go. And the numbers from all the receivers and the passing aren't gaudy because we've got one of the best running games in all of college football.
Yeah,
but just having KJ, and him coming back and leading this team, and just really exciting to know, like, wow, you can't take it for granted. In between, besides that 6-game stretch from Brandon Allen, in between, Wilson and now. I mean, Felipe was so. I appreciate Felipe last year.
I appreciate all our Razorbacks. Everybody that ever played, even in the down years. So, I mean, they're all.
You know what I mean.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, this has been really good quarterback play. And that's really above. In the preseason, when they were ranking them 14th, we talked about that in August. Seeing those rankings where they're like, he's going to be behind the Vanderbilt quarterback and South Carolina quarterback and these guys. And look at him.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And then you got to think, too, I mean, some of this goes like, you look at, like, the other game, besides the one where we didn't, that was a head coaching decision, when we didn't play in overtime. And then you look at the other games, where you have that situation and you got your play caller, your offensive coordinator calling some weird stuff at times. Some swing passes, some screens, wide receiver screens, some things that just they shouldn't be calling at that time just because he's hard-headed, or if it just feels like he has to call these things, I guess.
Yeah.
But he calls these certain plays, and they're not going to work because you've seen it not work several times against other teams at that caliber, and we've called it out, on the podcast, right? So you see that, and you're like, well, that's another one. And if you take those two losses away, think about that, man. 7-2, good Lord, right? 8-2.
Yeah, you take that Ole Miss, and of course that Alabama game's a matchup for.
Got that 10-2. I mean, that's exciting, dude. Think about that. Man.
Yeah,
you got 10-2. Yeah. I mean, what the hell, man? So,
yeah, like you're saying with Browse, he does those things, and then also bum, what in the heck is he doing with these screens against these fast defenses, these swing passes? They're not going to work. These double reverses backed up at our goal line. But then you also see some of these drives where it's just it seems like he can't miss. Everything he calls is just we're in rhythm. And he's done really good as a quarterback coach too. He's done a really good job with KJ. But you also alluding to what you're saying earlier, these are things these guys all can improve on. From Pittman to Browse to Odom. These are things that they can look back on, kind of reflection on 2021 and be like, guys, we just got to correct some things, and we've. I mean,
let's just ask the question, man. The thing everybody's thinking: do you think Odom is going to be around for the next year? And do you think Browse is going to be around for the next year? Do you think one of these smaller head coaching positions is going to, appeal to either one of them?
Yeah, that's a good question. I should have. What do you think? Well, I'm going to look up if I can find a list.
I mean, I'm surprised I'm surprised one of these smaller Texas schools hasn't, reached out to him yet. That's what I'm surprised about. But maybe they have, and he said, I'm not looking for a small school. I'll just stay at the University of Arkansas as a coordinator until I can go to a big school. And that's, he could do that. If he stays and he, makes these corrections like we're talking about right here on the podcast. You know what I mean? And comes out next year and dang near wins a championship or maybe wins one. I mean, think where he could go. I mean, they're knocking on the door. If I was a coach at the University of Arkansas, I'd be damn excited. And it'd have to be a really good, and not just because I'm a fan. I'm just saying, just from a coaching perspective, it'd have to be a really damn good offer to leave that coordinator position when you're in a situation where it looks like next year you could get in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Or definitely the year after that. Definitely the fourth, fifth year we could be in the playoffs with Browse as our coordinator, I think. But can we hold on to him for that long? That's the question.
Yeah, because some of these, because they're going to get paid really well. They're going to get compensated really well. Pittman is, you think about how much Brian Kelly's getting paid down at LSU, $10 million a year. Jimbo's $10 million a year and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Pittman's three something. He does have, thankfully, getting some incentives this year. But the coordinator's really highly paid and able to. And with the success this year, there's going to be some money for that. So hopefully they can keep them around and really kind of build off that. And hey, if we're able to get to a playoff because of these guys, and these guys really in the systems on both sides of the ball are established, and we make it next year, the next year and really have good years, hey, they can launch themselves where they don't have to go to a really small school. Maybe they get a little bit bigger job because, hey, look what they've done. But
yeah,
I don't know, man. I'm not sure. I guess we'll find out. There's not a whole lot. I thought Kendall Browse would be, really good fit down in Texas, a small school in Texas down there. But it seems like a lot of those have been filled.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm saying. I'm surprised nobody. You didn't even hear his name in the search that much, honestly, in the media at least. So I don't know. Maybe it's a good thing for us. I don't know. Odom, he's probably set, right? He went up to Missouri and made millions. So he's set, man. He's not. He's doing this because he's hanging out with his buddy that he goes fishing with and stuff. And they're kicking everybody's ass in the SEC. And that's kind of what him and Pittman are doing. They're friends. and that's kind of known. That's a known thing. So I don't know. I'd be I don't know if a big school came knocking, I think he'd go. For sure. But I don't know about a small school. I don't know if he would do that.
Like, is he leaving for like an Akron? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or something like that, or I'm not sure. But yeah, Odom's getting paid this past year. He's getting paid $1.75 million. That's not shabby to be just a defense coordinator, not have to deal with, being a head coach somewhere.
And I do got to give it to Odom. I told him if he won this game this year, I would say like he just accidentally lost that Missouri game last year. And he didn't do that on purpose. And then the defense played well, and you did a good job this year, all the way through.
Yeah.
So I will retract maybe you threw the game.
Yeah, no, he did a pretty damn good job. Then I would have liked to shut him out, but
yeah, no, they did
really
good. They did good. He did good.
Yeah.
So who knows, man? Who knows? But I don't know. All I know is we're going to a bowl game. We played Missouri. Do you want to talk about what bowl game you think we're going to go to, or do you want to go into this Missouri game first, do that, and then which direction you want to take things?
Well, since you mentioned the bowl game first, I think we kind of already hit on it. I think it's going to be a Florida game. I don't think we're going to be in the Texas Bowl or I think we're too good of a Music City Bowl, especially after finishing 8-4.
Mm-hmm.
I think it feels like we're going to end up in something like the Citrus Bowl or Outback.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you look at the scenarios, and to me, when I look at it, I say, okay, well, if Alabama beats Georgia, they both stay in the playoffs. The referees help them do it because, it's the SEC, right? And they want both teams in the playoffs. And we know that's how it works. Everybody knows.
Yeah.
So you got that probably happening. And then everybody's betting against it, and Vegas knows that too. So just saying, if you're betting, you might want to go with Alabama. But I didn't tell you to do it. And anyway, Alabama wins. Then what happens after that is you got Ole Miss going to Sugar Bowl. Then you got Kentucky going Peach Bowl. You got Arkansas going to the Outback, and that's pretty set. Like, there's no really like flip flopping. Like, that's how it's probably going to wind up if that scenario happens. Now, if you have Alabama lose to Georgia and Georgia just tramples them and beats them, and the refs don't like throw the game and all that stuff, then what'll happen is Alabama will go play in the Sugar Bowl. Then you'll have Ole Miss in the Peach Bowl, and then you'll have either Kentucky or Arkansas in the Outback Bowl. And being that Arkansas and Kentucky is within one loss of each other, the Outback Bowl has the option of picking either team. So they could pick Arkansas over Kentucky. And if you think about Kentucky's wins, I mean, if they beat anybody that's, a good team, like a ranked team, like excellent teams, and we got some really good wins, when you look at our schedule. So, I don't know. You think about that, and then you think, which team do you want in? Who travels better? The University of Arkansas, who loves our program, or Kentucky, who gave Bear Bryant a wristwatch and sent him on his way so they could have an excellent basketball program. Now, if it was a basketball game, I'd say they're going to show up in force. But we're talking football, and it is Kentucky. So, I would think they would pick Arkansas for the money and because we had a tougher schedule. That's all I'm saying. Then Kentucky would go to the Citrus Bowl. If they pick Kentucky, then Arkansas would go to the Citrus Bowl. I honestly don't think we're going to go to the Gator Bowl. I don't see that happening. And if we go over to Texas, hopefully not. But I don't know. I could see that happening just out of the blue. Oh, they're going to the
just
Texas
because
Bowl.
they like,
we're closer, and that's going to make everybody more money, you know. Anyway, that's my guess. Sorry,
yeah, I don't feel like they're ever going to send us back to Florida if we get sent to the Texas Bowl this year. But this year,
good Lord.
There's other teams in the West you send over there.
So I mean, it's interesting.
The only team that had made it.
Yeah, it's an interesting scenario to look at, you know. So I'm excited to see what happens. I think we're going to find out after the game, you know. Of course, on the 5th, we're going to know, but
yeah,
we'll come back
to
our poll picks.
Yeah, a lot of them start. We definitely will before the bowls start. Yeah, I bet a lot of them will start coming out even tomorrow night. Mm-hmm. After kind of more are decided, maybe some other teams start accepting. The pieces start falling together.
Yeah.
But it's exciting. It's just exciting to be in the talks and not just talking about a loss at the end of the year to Missouri like we have the last several years. Like we're in it like on a pretty feeling good. We've got a whole nother month of life that we could just enjoy thinking about another Razorback football.
Oh man, and then you got recruiting, and then you got the spring game coming up, and then you got whew. And I'm excited to talk about all of it. I'm excited to watch all of it and talk about it and delve into it. Honestly, I hope the Pittman starts opening some practices and stuff back up. That's what I hope.
Yeah, I do too. It's time.
It's time to open the program up to the public. Well, do you want to get into this Mizzou game?
Yeah, let's do it.
Well, we whipped the shit out of them. We'll tell you that.
Yeah, we did.
48-50. So that's always nice.
Yeah, slow first quarter, but the defense kept stopping them, kept holding the field goals. We really started getting going with that touchdown in the that second quarter to Rocket Sanders. He's lined up just off kind of a fullback off from the right. Had Traylon lined up there, tailback, and Sanders punches in that 1 yard, drives his legs, punches it in. Traylon Smith gets in the doghouse. In that second quarter, I believe, or first quarter, just has that ball out and fumbles, but he's able to come back later and have some really good runs. I'm glad for as a senior day because he was benched for a quarter and a half, but then came and had a really good touchdown. KJ hooks up with Burks, a couple long big plays.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got some good passes from KJ there where he bombed it down the field, 68-yarder. So.
Yeah, I mean, he had a long 49-yard run, too, and then a couple other runs that were for first down. So he looked really good, running hard and fast. Then, he had 15 out of 19, and I think another one of those was dropped. Or actually, another one or two of them. I actually had two drops out of that. I can remember. Hudson Henry dropped one right in his hands, and I think Morris kind of trapped one. That was a good throw ball. I mean, KJ was making these great deep throws to Burks, rolling out and hitting. There's a great play in the third quarter, hitting Keyshawn Jackson for a long out. That's one of those young guys, freshman, that, stays in there and battles it out, gets in that cut and finds himself open, and Burks delivers on the run. So just a really good game from the offense.
Oh, yeah. You got everybody getting involved, right? You had Woods out there involved. You had Traylon Smith involved a lot. I mean, everybody was out there, just getting touchdowns and doing what we needed to do. It was nice to see us, get into the red zone, and every time we were able to, go in and punch it in and get some points on the board, So.
Yeah, 5 out of 5 this game. Of being able to, 3 touchdowns, 2 field goals. And again, Little's really good. Hit both of his. That really helped. Little was solid. These last few games.
Yeah, Little's been a game changer. Really has. Like the game that he didn't play as well in. There was what I was Ole Miss, where he definitely could have won that game, I believe, if he'd won the field goals.
I'm trying. Yeah, I mean that was that stretch. He wasn't good against Georgia. He missed a couple. And it was 14-0, 21-0. We had a longest drive of that game against Georgia, and he field goal. It's just like, all right, well, can't even get that right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe it's just because he was playing Georgia.
Yeah, we weren't going to win just based off that.
I mean, good Lord, they were just so good. And that was towards the beginning of the year. And we thought we were good after playing that Texas team. And that Texas team got smashed the whole year. Got their ass whipped all over the place.
Yep.
So we thought we were hot stuff because we beat them. And we hadn't beat nobody. We ain't beat nobody. No. A&M.
Yeah, that was Georgia was out to prove something that day.
Mm-hmm.
They did.
They did. And we probably went in a little bit hot, high on ourselves. We beat Texas. We're ready to roll in there and win. We beat number 15 team in the nation. We're badass.
They beat A&M. A&M was highly ranked at the time too, right? The week before Georgia.
Beat A&M.
We needed a Vanderbilt that week. We didn't need Georgia. We needed a Kentucky or South Carolina.
Wouldn't it be nice we played Kentucky? That'd been fair. I think that's a fair matchup. I wish we could play Kentucky in a bowl game.
That'd be a good matchup.
I think we could beat Kentucky this year. Honestly.
Oh, for sure. Oh, my gosh.
I definitely know we could whip Vanderbilt's ass all over the place. Why didn't we get to play Vanderbilt? Why for 2 years in a row we get some of the toughest teams in the damn that you can throw at us? Everybody else gets to play a Vanderbilt. A Tennessee. Why can't we do
South
that?
Carolina.
Just being mean. Knowing that knowing that Morris guy was there. Knowing that. You knew it. You knew it. When you made that schedule, when it was put together 2 years before, you knew it was going to be horrible.
See, last year playing Georgia, 2 years. Great. Well, we only play them every 5, 6, whatever years. Get us Florida. We played them last year, too. Good, we got them last year when they were a 10-win team. Team with Florida. Great, we got them last year. Didn't get to play them this year. Anybody else but Georgia. But I know, I've probably brought that up every podcast just because I'm just like...
No, you're right, though. You're right. They gave us the toughest team, the toughest schedule in the nation. But you know what, though? They rewarded us for that. They damn have rewarded us for it. They've kept us in the top 25. Even though we've had some losses at some inopportune times. And they have rewarded us for having such a tough schedule. I did have to give them that. And, you bite yourself in the ass. And there's games you should have won. And I know, I keep saying it. Every podcast, the Ole Miss game, we should have damn won it. And the coaches lost it, and it pisses me off.
Yep. You're right.
Just saying.
Oh, I've thought about it a lot, man. What could have been? We could have been a 10-win team.
Just give me that Ole Miss game, and I don't feel as bad this year. Right? It feels better. And I'm not saying I feel bad. I'm happy. I'm happy with what we have. I'm happy with what we achieved. But I know deep in my heart, and maybe it's just the fan coming out in me, that Pittman's better than that. That he could have won that game. That he just made a last-minute rash decision.
Yeah. I also wonder, we beat Ole Miss, do we beat Auburn that next week? You know what I mean? Do we just all right, hey. So we just came out and just did not play well against Auburn. Do we come out and beat Auburn? If we beat Ole Miss like that?
I don't know.
We'll never know.
I think we could. I think you play Auburn better than we did. Right? I think you're going to play better. For sure.
I've got a really weird beer tonight, man. Tastes like pumpkin pie. It's a pumpkin kerfuffle.
A pumpkin
Imperial
kerfuffle?
Yeah, my cousin gave it to me.
I never even heard of that.
Imperial sour beer with pumpkin pie, spice blend, and toasted marshmallow flavor.
Man, that sounds good.
It's not bad.
That sounds real good.
Definitely brings back hanging on to the pumpkin pie. Not bad, though. Imperial beers, man. I don't really have a bite like one, but it's good, tasty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, not much really a whole lot to say about the Missouri game. But KJ just had a great game. Defense just had a bunch of stops. Hayden Henry was awesome. Like, he had a great. I mean, Bumper Pool led the team in tackles with 13. Henry another 10. Had a tackle for loss. Had a big breakup where he's diving on a big third down and 11, I believe. Making stops all over the field. We didn't get a sack. We only had 2 tackles for loss. We only had 1 interception. No fumbles, forced fumbles. But, you know what I mean? It just seemed like we were making tackles, that we weren't missing tackles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I thought so. I thought we were, like, wrapping up and we were getting guys down really well during that game. I think, one of the things you noticed was we wasn't the speed. You didn't see that speed difference that you saw in the other games that we had talked about, the LSU game and the Alabama game, the Georgia game. You didn't see that speed difference between us and Mizzou, and you actually see us kind of have the upper hand there to some degree, here and there. So it's kind of a back and forth, right? With the cornerbacks battling the wide receivers and so on and so forth. It was a fun game to watch. And then you got KJ pulling the ball down and running around all over the place. And he did a wonderful job of, just moving the ball and just making good, smart decisions. Not throwing the ball, interceptions and stuff like that. Not like being scared and tucking it and running when he shouldn't, but just making really good decisions at every moment when he needed to. And you had really good coaching with a game that you could have lost with a bad coaching decision pretty easily, and they didn't make any of those bad decisions. They coached this game all the way through the end with excellent decisions that put us out on top.
Yeah, because, the offense was just kind of sputtering out at first, but we held strong. Pretty disciplined game.
Mm-hmm.
Just really, just what do you ask for? Missouri kind of pads a little bit of their stats by their last couple minute drive.
Mm-hmm.
But really, I'm happy for Odom. They had to feel good.
Oh yeah,
get a win against them. Pittman. It was good to see John Stephen Jones, who went through some of those years, get to come in at the end and nail the ball. We've been talking all year. We just have not whipped an SEC team's ass this year.
Mm-hmm.
And though it wasn't easy in the first quarter, the rest of the way, though, once we scored that touchdown, you felt good about, okay, this is our game.
You never felt like we're going to lose this game. Like, this game, I felt confident from the first snap all the way to the end, like, we're going to win this ball game. To me, like, that's how I felt.
Yeah.
I was never worried. I was eating leftovers.
Yeah, I could use a lot more of those. But really, just solid. This is what we needed. We hadn't beat them since 2015. But we got the Battle Line Trophy back.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just really nice to see, like, going out on top and showing them who's boss. Their coach has talked a lot of shit about us, talked a lot of shit in the offseason about us.
Mm-hmm.
Pittman, there's some tinklings that he doesn't care much for drink. And I don't care for much for Drinkwitz either.
Well, I didn't have a problem with or without Drinkwitz before. I think, I had expressed I didn't think that he had the time and the expertise to be a SEC coach yet, and that maybe he could earn that down the road. But then whenever he went to Missouri and he started to actively, like, agitate us, to the point where Gus Malzahn told him, dude, you got family back in Arkansas, and you're going to have to go back down there for Thanksgiving. Like, he said that to him. So it's like, dude, you can fuck off. You burned your bridges, man. You burned your bridges. You should have just...
Even if you get...
You could go to Mizzou as a Arkansas native. You could go to Mizzou, and you could coach there and try to do a good job and not talk shit. I mean, what if secretly Pittman really wants the Oklahoma job, right? Because he grew up in Oklahoma, and that's where he's from, and that's the job he really wants. Right. And he comes over here, and he coaches us real well and does what he does. And he goes on over to that Oklahoma job, just probably not happening, but he goes over there, right, to the Oklahoma job. And then somebody else comes in here. Well, that could have been the drink if you were doing good up there. But instead, you burn your bridges. And it's just a shame, that he had to go and do that. But he did. So it is what it is. And it's not it's not because he's up there coaching Missouri and we got a rivalry with him. Like, I don't want anybody to mix that up. I don't want anybody to think like that's the reason why we don't want him down here. It's the shit he talked when he went up there.
So, he had his chances to be just, hey, we're proud of this, our fellow Arkansan. Man, he's a head coach in the SEC. Now it's just like, no, I don't care for him. Even when he gets fired from Missouri here in a couple of years, stay your ass in Missouri. Don't come back down here.
Exactly. Well, I don't know, man. What a mess. What a mess this whole situation's been. The whole coaching carousel situation has been wild to me this year. Like, there's some moves that I was just like, that was stupid. That was a dumb move. All right, so what was it? The coach that went over to Florida, Billy, right? Napier?
Yeah.
Nate
Billy.
He coached in he coached in Conference USA, right? I believe it was, and did good for 4 years, and then he got the job. Come on, that makes you a high quality, sought after coach? Really? It's different with Lane Kiffin, because Lane Kiffin went to Alabama and made them a powerhouse with just his offense.
Yeah.
He had good programs when he left everywhere. USC even wasn't that bad. You got to think about all the sanctions and everything they had against them. That wasn't his fault that they did all that cheating before he got there. It's not Lane Kiffin's fault that Pete Carroll cheated all that time he was there before he went to the Seahawks and got y'all in trouble. But you leave him out on the Carmack and act like it is, and then everybody wants to pick on Lane. That poor guy. Good Lord. And do you blame him for going down and being Joey Freshwater and hanging out and doing the thing? He's a young guy. Do what you're going to do. That's just people wishing they could have done it. But anyway, you got that cat over there, and it's like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Where's he going to go? And nobody's looking at him whatsoever at all. It don't seem like LSU, like the fans wanted it. They're chanting about it and stuff. Everybody's talking about how he's going down there. Doesn't wind up down there. I didn't ever think he was going over to Miami. I don't think he would. I think he'd just stay where he's at before he goes anywhere like that. I do think he would go to an LSU or something like that if it was offered to him.
What about Oklahoma?
No.
I don't think he's going to Oklahoma.
I don't know. You think he'd go over to Oklahoma coaching the SEC? He does get through that. Where was that? I don't know. You got Lincoln Riley running off to USC. Everybody's like, oh, he's just afraid and don't want to be in the SEC. Golly. It's a damn mess. The whole situation's a mess.
Yeah, it's crazy to go back to Florida just that's it. They did it quick. Florida didn't out here just hanging on, trying to get a big name.
They knew who they wanted.
Yeah, they knew they wanted Billy. They knew they wanted Cousin Billy.
They're like buddies or something. Something's going on there.
Yeah, that was quick. Just you told me that. I was like, wow, that was just... I mean, I guess it's been a week since Mullen was fired, but it just seemed like really quick. Like, okay, he had his name.
Mm-hmm.
Since they had got their smoked for a couple times, or probably the halftime of that Samford game when they were losing. Like, they're ready.
They already had him vetted.
Let's start getting old Billy vetted.
Well, I mean, I'm just surprised, man. I'm just surprised that he wound up over there. I mean, Conference USA. Did he win the Conference USA? Did he win the actual conference?
I
mean, I know he did good over there. Did he win the conference every year? Maybe it was a situation where he won it every year or something like that.
I'm on it. I remember his name was being mentioned here.
Yeah, everybody keeps mentioning him. I remember that, and I was just like, no way. There's no way we would. I was just like, to me, you would need to at least go to a Big 12 school and win some games.
All right, here's
right. Yeah. Go over to a Mountain
TCU
West
was open. Texas
something.
Tech was open. Colorado State's open now. Something like that. His first year at Lafayette, he's 7-7. But after that, he won the division that year too. So he's won 4 straight West divisions in the Sun Belt.
Not championships, divisions.
I haven't got that far yet. So in 11-3, 10-1 last year, and 11-1. So I mean, for a Sun Belt coach,
he won one. Like the 11-1 year, he won a Sun Belt championship, right? And then the other 2
he's about to play for it tomorrow. I have no idea. I don't know if 2019 and 20 they might have won conference championships. It doesn't say on Wikipedia. So
I don't think he has. I think like you said, he's going to play for one now. He hasn't won one yet. You know what I'm saying? He's won some divisions, but he hasn't won a championship, right? And I mean, good Lord, it's Conference USA. If he's such a hot shot, why didn't he win the championship those 2 years? That's all I'm saying. So
I'm on it, man. I feel like he might have.
So let's say this year, right? He goes and he wins this championship, and I'm just going to say this: I've already heard that people are pissed off, like boosters and stuff, at UF are mad already.
I don't like him
because he's not there and he's coaching in this championship game. And they said, I guess a USA Conference Championship's more important than this booster. I think specifically said something like, we got recruiting or whatever in the next 2 weeks and something, like had it all laid out, like exactly what's happening and how shitty it was. And it did seem like it was probably the wrong thing to do if you were going to that school to coach.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Chad. You're completely right. His first 2 years, he lost to Appalachian State in the championship game, and then last year was canceled.
Yeah.
So even if he wins tomorrow, they were going to play number 12 Coastal Carolina last year. So I imagine Coastal Carolina's probably going to win. Coastal Carolina's pretty good last year.
And then Appalachian State coach is up at Missouri now.
Yeah.
Just so y'all know.
Yeah. That was old drunk wits, 2020.
Do you think Florida was like, reach out to Drake? Let's try to get him. He won the Conference USA past couple of years. He's been doing all right at Mizzou. Reach out to him. Let's get him. And he was like, no, man, I ain't coming down to Florida. I'm staying at Mizzou. This is where I'm at. And then they had to reach out to their second choice.
Their second choice of Sun Belt team. Yeah.
Oh, why would you go after a Sun Belt?
The SEC, right? Sun Belt,
Lord.
Southeastern Conference. I mean,
these folks don't know Butch Davis just lost his job. What for? They don't realize. I'm just saying, dude. Look, and here's the thing, right? Ain't nobody gonna hire Butch Davis. So Pittman needs to reach out to Butch Davis, get him a job, get him home, get him back where he belongs, get him on staff, give him something to do. He can. He's a damn good coach. Everywhere he's been a great coach. Everywhere he's been.
Yeah, I don't know if he's just going to retire or if he still wants to coach. I mean, hell, he's just been the head coach. That was a raw deal, man. He got had some really good years, and some of these, like, man, after just like last year wasn't a crazy year.
Mm-hmm.
Just, you know what I mean? Like, just last year, it's like, oh, everything's normal. You know, Butch is talking about how they're playing with hand-me-down pads and helmets and equipment.
They told him they had all this money.
That's a Division I school.
Told him they had all this money, got him over there, and then told like your budget's like zero, dude.
Yeah.
Here's some stuff from the high school.
Yeah. Division I school, like not NAIA, not Division III, Division II, and AA. Like Division I, like you're playing big boy football. Like he just beat Miami a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Like crosstown a team, like such a big, bigger school, and you've only been in Division I for a few years, and he beat them. Like that should be like him higher.
Like you ain't flying. Like you ain't flying out to recruit folks, no. Right? Your team's taking the bus in this situation. Like you're not in a program that has the money to do the things they need to do to win. And that's not Butch Davis's fault. That's what we're saying. They ain't gonna win with the next coach. They didn't win with the last coach, Until they do like UCF finally did and put money in the program, they ain't gonna win. Yeah. Period. So.
Yeah, it was strange. I mean, I was thinking, if Odom does get a head coaching job, reach out to him for the DC. So.
Well, I mean, I'd definitely do that, but I'd put him on staff as the D-line coach or something, linebacker or whatever. You know what I mean? Get him out there, Hell, put him on staff as a analyst.
Yeah, that's definitely like a quality control. Like get an analyst job. Where you can have so many of those. Bring him here and let him work with you. I mean, he's up there in age, so that would be a great position for him. Just all that head coach, big time head coach, NFL head coach experience, a lot of knowledge to help. Hey, Pittman's going to be in his third year. Only his third year next year. He can use as much. That's why Odom's been probably a vital help to them. Had that head coaching experience, so that'd be a great addition.
In my opinion, and I guess that would depend on how he feels and so on and so forth. But I bet he'd like it. I bet he'd be excited to come up here and be able to play a little bit of football at the University of Arkansas and coach some football and guide us in the right direction or whatnot and help us. Win a championship. I think he'd be down for that. Well, that's about it. We ain't got nothing else on Mizzou, do we?
Nah, I think that's it.
And we talked about the coaching carousel. We've talked about, I don't know, we got any more football stuff to... Normally, at this point, I feel like we would move into hey, let's talk about the team we're playing. Game. Yeah. It's uncomfortable feeling. Not having the next game to... Isn't it? Or is it me? I'm addicted.
No, it's definitely...
I got issues, dude.
Well, do we want to stick with football and go over some of the picks?
Well, it's up to you, man. I'm good to go either way. We can go basketball, we can go football. It's whatever you want to do.
Well,
steer this ship. I'm just riding in it.
All right, I'm already on the... Let's just go ahead and go over the picks. Last week, Chad, you go 8 and 11.
Damn.
The first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9, 8 picks you made were wrong.
Damn it.
So you fall to 91 175. I went 12-7 and go up to 102 and 60.
Am I 10 points behind you? 10 games?
11.
11 games? That's fuck,
plenty
dude.
of ball games though.
Golly, man.
Plenty of ball games though.
Gosh, dog. Why did I egg you on to keep going?
Remember last week it was funny. I was like, man, we're picking all these games different. Worked out my favorite. But then by the end, those second round of games is later on in Saturday got on a roll, kind of bounced back. So we had already in our private show text we had mentioned picking. So we're picking the championship games. Obviously, that's all we got this weekend. Western Kentucky and University of Texas San Antonio Conference USA championship game. Chad picks Western Kentucky. I go UTSA. UTSA just won the game 49-40.
No shit.
Oregon versus Utah in the Pac-12 championship. We both picked Utah, and Utah's up 31-3. I think the writing is on the ship. The rumors have been for the Oregon coach to go back home to Miami. It looks like he's just half-assed this past Oregon game. All right, so tomorrow we got Baylor at Oklahoma State. Or Baylor versus Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State.
Yeah, I'll go the Cowboys too. Kent State versus Northern Illinois in the MAC championship game.
Kent.
Okay, that's a good pick. I'm gonna go Northern Illinois. Utah State versus San Diego State in the Mountain West championship.
Utah State.
Okay. I'll go San Diego State. Appalachian State versus your boy Billy Napier in the conference championship game. Conference USA championship. Or Sun Belt. My goodness.
Let's go Appalachian State. I bet he loses it again. I bet he's still
I'm gonna go App State too, man.
I don't even know who their coach is. I still think they're gonna beat him.
App State's pretty good.
Y'all hired the wrong one, guys. That's what I think's gonna happen. They're gonna go, man, he got beat again in the championship game.
0-4 in championship tries. Good lord.
We're gonna see that Florida, Alabama.
Oh my gosh. All right, Georgia versus Bama. Who you got?
Okay, I think I said it earlier. I think that's what's going to happen. Bama. I think Alabama is going to beat Georgia with the help of the referees. I know it. That's a nasty thing to say. You probably shouldn't say that on air or whatever.
Nah, bleep those refs, man. They done a damn thing for us all year. I'm going to go Georgia, though.
Good Lord.
I don't know.
It's a better pick. It's a better pick.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I just, like, Alabama hadn't played that. They almost lost to damn Auburn the other day. But I still feel like Saban's going to, like, Georgia just, they choke all the time.
Yeah.
And it feels like this is their chance to do that. And Saban's going to pull it. Alabama's good. I mean, they're still 11-1, 7-1. Incredible freaking quarterback. Georgia's offense, it's all about Georgia's defense. Mm-hmm. So I see very well. I'm excited for this. I hate to miss some of it because the Razorback basketball on at the same time. But I'm excited about this SEC championship game. But I'll go Georgia, but I could definitely see Bama pulling this one out.
Well, let me ask you this.
Okay.
When it comes to bowl game placement, who are you going to be pulling for? Alabama or Georgia?
Do you think we'd move up in one of the? I mean, do you think any SEC move? Who would you say the SEC up. Like, if Bama loses and they go to like the Peach, or they go to the Sugar Bowl and Ole Miss goes to the Peach Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is there really a spot that if Bama makes the playoffs and another SEC team would move up to the Peach Bowl?
I mean, if Bama made
does it really affect us?
I mean, if Bama made the playoffs, you would have Ole Miss go to the Sugar Bowl, Kentucky
Right.
Peach Bowl, and us go to the Outback Bowl.
Okay.
But if they lose, then they get to choose between Kentucky and us in the Outback Bowl. Loser probably going to keep a New Year's Bowl and go to the Citrus.
Well, I'll go Bama then. And I'll go Bama. I'm telling you, man, I respect the heck out of that Bama pick. I really do. I've been wanting to pick that. Just, I can see Bryce Young tearing, or at least scoring enough points and then winning 2017 or something.
That's me too. I think
the offense just isn't exciting. Just isn't just scary.
Yeah, and that's me too. I just think I'm rooting for Bama to stay in the national championship run. One, because it's a SEC school, and who doesn't want an SEC school win?
Yeah.
And it's much better to have two teams and a 50% chance of winning than having a 25% chance of winning. So you want to see two SEC schools stay there. So you want to see Alabama win, and stay in.
I agree. I'll probably root for Bama tomorrow. All that.
And I hate Bama. I hate Bama, but
yeah,
good Lord.
Well, the thing is too, it's like, well, I don't really care to see Bama in the playoff again. I'm tired of them. But it's also, do I want Oklahoma State, Mike Gundy, this guy to get into it? You know what I mean? Like, I really want this guy walking around wearing One American News Network shirts and stuff. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? One of these racist TV networks. Or not even TV, but whatever online network it is, walking around making it a playoff game. So, I don't know.
No, you're right. 100%, All right, now listen to this. Listen to this. This is an interesting stat, right? I would have never thought this. But I was looking at our statistics the other day, and it turns out, Tim, that between the hours of 10 a.m. and 1 p.m., our podcast is listened to the most. Like in that morning time.
Yeah.
Wow. Like, these people are at work, drinking, carrying on, and listening to our podcast. Think about that.
That's what I figure. Oh. That's a good time, too, for like people that sleep in and they're waking up, getting around. Maybe they're running errands, first, all right, I got to get up on this Friday. Maybe they're off on Fridays. They tore it up the night before. Maybe. A little hair of the dog, a little something in their coffee, listening to us.
Maybe they even got a job. They ain't got a job at all, man. They ain't even worried about trying to get a job. They got plenty of money coming in through some weird revenue source we don't even know about. They're just getting up about that time in their slippers and their coffee. Putting a little pop of that Evan Williams. Not that green label or that black label we used to get back in college. Not that gut rot stuff. But that bonded in barrel that has to be made a certain way and aged a certain way and so on and so forth to be bonded in barrel in the United States. A legal process they have to go through. It's like $16 for this whiskey, dude. And it's good. It's really good. It's really high quality. I was blown away by the quality of this stuff. It's crazy. Good bourbon. Good bourbon.
Good bourbon. Okay. Yeah, I've been meaning to give it a try.
But you're having that. It's early morning. You got a splash in your coffee, right? Just kicking back, relaxing, eating a pizza from Magic Mushroom. Maybe it's left over.
Yeah. That's a good way to live, man. That's a good way to live.
I'm excited for this dudes, whoever it is out there.
Well, there's a few of them.
Man, or you think they're like, it could be, they could be working. Like they're
They could
like
be working.
working
Finally, like
they got their headphones on and they're like busting her ass and
from like when they first show up, 9 or 8. Oh, like meat meals, catching up on things, and their tasks trying to. And they're like, all right, I got a little time. You know what I mean? Like, all right, you know what I mean? Right before lunchtime on a Friday. So we usually put them out Thursday night. House to listen. So I appreciate them. I appreciate you guys.
But I'll tell you what I think it is. Now, I've heard this rumor that we're the most listened to podcast on the hill on Saturday morning. And I know that I've went to games where they had loudspeakers blowing the podcast out early morning. And we had a lot of games before noon this year. I'm just saying, man. Just saying.
Yeah, we did have a lot right before to get them fired up.
Woo. So however you listen to the podcast, thank you. That's all I'm saying. Thank you.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Anyway, I just thought that was an interesting statistic. I figured people would be like, man, it's 11 o'clock at night, and, I've had a couple drinks, and it's time to relax,
I'm really getting fired up about the game tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Put the podcast on. Yeah, interesting.
Well, all right. Houston versus Cincinnati. American Athletic Conference Championship game. Playing this live from Nippert Stadium.
Let's go Cincinnati.
Okay. I'll go Cincy too.
Man, what if Houston's
been pretty good this year.
Knocks them out of the...
I was just thinking about that, man. I was just thinking
about
that.
Knocks them out of the playoffs.
That'd be hilarious, man. Houston's pretty good, man. They've won 11 straight.
How bad do you think Cincinnati's going to get beat when they're in the playoffs? Like, how bad? Like, they're not even... You know what I'm saying, man. But what if they win one of them? What if they win one of those games? What if they beat... What if they beat, like, Alabama... And then they're playing Georgia in the championship game. Can they beat 2 SEC schools? No way. There's no way. No possible way.
That's not going to happen. Michigan, Iowa.
Michigan?
I'll go Michigan, too. Pittsburgh, Wake Forest, ACC championship game.
Man, that's a close one. And they both got the same schedule this year, 10-2.
Yeah,
what the hell,
10-2, 7-1. 10-2, 7-1.
All right,
that's gonna be a good one.
You know what? I'm gonna go with Wake Forest just because I just always, I don't know. I don't think Pittsburgh can do it, man. I just always remember Pittsburgh getting close, but not being able to finish it.
I'll go Wake Forest.
The Demon Deacons. If you didn't know.
Demon Deacons.
I don't know why I wouldn't.
Yeah. All right, that's it.
That's it. All right. Well, it feels like there should be more championship games than that.
That's it, man. Let's see. The FCS playoffs, we can pick that real quick if you want to do that.
Who's in that?
Yeah, it's trying to load.
I wonder if it's probably going to be that. What is it? That Wyoming team, right? That's like super good.
Oh, North Dakota State. Yeah, they're in the second round. Jackson State, Prairie View, A&M's playing the SWAC championship tomorrow.
SWAC.
There's not really. I don't know.
Who's playing the SWAC? Who's the SWAC?
Prairie View and Jackson State.
I'm going to go Jackson State.
Yeah.
That's prime time, right?
It is prime time.
Hell yeah. Deion Sanders. Why hadn't somebody hired him? And why did Hunter Yurachek could have got him.
Yeah.
He could have got him, man. He had an opportunity. He sent him a letter and he said, I want you to go down there and try it somewhere else for a while. And then maybe that's how he answered it. He's just been down there winning. Making commercials with, Coach Saban and stuff. Why didn't Florida hire him? What the hell's going on there? Why hasn't Florida State just fired their coach and hired him?
Yeah.
What the hell's going on with that? Why didn't Miami hire him? What's wrong with Miami? What's wrong with these schools? Not hiring Deion Sanders to come and coach your team. It is the stupidest thing I ever heard. It's got to be because he's black, man. Yeah. It's got to be. There can't be any other reason he's not coaching at a bigger program.
Oklahoma's not going to do it. But, if Oklahoma got him, and they're coming over where we're playing them every year here in a couple
Lord.
years.
Wouldn't that
hopefully
suck?
not. I want Deion to get a big time job. I want Deion to go over to Miami. Yeah.
Oof. Lane Kiffin, Deion Sanders, and Nick Saban every year having to play them coaches. Good Lord. Oof. I ain't even worried about this cat from Ole Miss. I'll be honest with you. I don't think Kelly's gonna do it. I don't think he's the bee's knees like everybody's always said and talked about. You went to Notre Dame that will give you as much money as you want to win football. That has the entire Catholic community behind you. All of it. Every Catholic kid in the world. Every Catholic kid in the world wants to play. Are you telling me that there ain't enough athletic Catholic kids to win a championship? Come on. That's crazy. And they'll be like, they had to have good grades, What are you saying? You're just going to get a bunch of kids that don't do good grades now? Just giving up on grades. Going down to LSU. That's what he said. That's literally what he said. And he had this fake accent when he said it.
Oh, my God, dude.
It sounded so stupid. Come on down there. You can't go down to Louisiana with a fake Southern accent. Hell, I can barely do a Louisiana accent, and I'm from South Arkansas.
That's a whole different. You're trying to do that. What?
Deep South, son.
Golly.
Tim's deeper South than I am. He can't do it.
No way.
Good Lord.
I'm not even going to pretend. They just fired the guy that was all Louisiana. You can't get more Cajun than Coach O.
You got a guy down there faking it. Now you got a guy faking it.
Yeah.
That was stupid to fire Orgeron. I'm just going to say it, man. That was stupid. That was a dumb reason to fire him. The guy's divorced, single. None of y'all's business. That's what I'm going to say. He's going to go somewhere and take another team to prominence. That's what he's going to wind up doing.
Yep.
Good Lord. Let's hope somebody don't hire. Oh, man. What if that happened? That'd be horrible. What if somebody hired Lane Kiffin like Oklahoma? He went on over there. Ole Miss decided to give Coach O a try again. Maybe he just had a bad run. Gets all that stable of kids that just came in. That just came in for the coach, man. Lane. To run with him. Taking him to a national championship. Winning all kinds of games. Now Coach O goes up there and gets all that talent. Maybe even a little better than he had down at Louisiana. Bet he'd win another championship.
Oh, man.
Then you got Oklahoma coach Lane Kiffin doing it again. It'd probably fit really good with that fucking whole Riley scheme he was running. Pretty much the same thing. They pretty much do the same thing. Different conferences. Good Lord, I don't know why you brought that up earlier. I hope that don't happen, man.
Oh, man.
What's the next game we're picking?
I don't know. That's it for picks.
All right. Well, I guess we'll go into the basketball, huh?
Let's do it.
All right. Well, we had 2 games. You know, we had the Penn game. We had the Arkansas, Central Arkansas game. In the first half of that Penn game, you know, I watched that and it was just like, good Lord. It just seemed like we struggled. You know what I mean? Through that whole first half. And then came out that second half and just did what we needed to do. And had a really good second half and won the game. And then I guess, you know, you saw some of the same tendencies when you looked at the Central Arkansas game. Like a slow first half, bigger second half. You know?
Second, yep.
So, you know, just hope that stuff's taken care of when you go down to play Little Rock next or whatnot. But with that Penn game, my thing with it was I was just like we just seemed to throw way too many 3-point shots up, you know, and not convert those. You know, we were with 3 of 17, right? It's just like we were just jacking threes, and not converting them. Look, if we're not going to make our threes, take it to the basket. Stop jacking up threes and giving them the ball back. Because that's what happens. You jack it up and you give them the ball back. And you got to stop doing it. And I know we say that. We say these things. And our damn coach just keeps winning game after game after game with them doing this stuff, you know. So, you know, obviously I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, and he's a hell of a lot better than I am. But good Lord, man. It just, you know, you just wish, I don't know. I guess you just wish you could have a perfect game. I guess that's all.
Oh, yeah, even so the it was like, unless we're having a 3-point from a pass, like, enough with the, you know, taking off a bounce and throwing up 3-pointer up there. And we're still, I think we're last in the SEC in 3-point attempts, and one of the last in the whole nation in 3-point attempts. So we really, as far as the game today, we really don't take a. So most of our shots are inside, but we just don't make it. And teams are playing like Penn was playing a 1-3-1 zone against us. They're daring us to shoot it because why not? We can't shoot the ball. Where I just looked it up, we're 303rd out of 330 teams in 3-point percentage.
Okay.
28%. Awful 3-point shooting team. Mm-hmm. So, and it's, I mean, just teams are daring us and slowing it down on us, but we're one of the last as far as shooting them. Like, we really don't, in today's game, don't shoot a whole bunch, but, I mean, we could shoot even less because we're not making them. Not making crap. In this game against Penn, you know, Notaes has a really good game, 13 out of 24, but he's 0 for 6 from 3-point. Mm-hmm. So, without those 6 shots, he's 13 of 18 inside the arc. That's really good. Like, that's really efficient.
Yeah. And when they take it to the paint,
seems like, yeah,
every time they take it to the paint, like they're making it happen, right? Or they're getting close. Yeah. You know, they're either getting up. You know, they're either, you know, they're passing the ball well, they're moving the ball well. They're doing well when they drive to the basket, right? They'll pull guys away from them. They'll pass it inside. Then they'll make something happen. You know, and so, like, I don't know. I just don't know why you don't just take more advantage of that, you know. Obviously, you're not good on the threes, so just quit shooting the damn things. Quit jacking them up. But at the same time, you know, you're only 17%, right? So you're not out there just throwing them up all the time. But at the same time, every single time you throw up a three, you miss it. Like, it makes you feel like we're shooting too many. It just feels like you're shooting too many while you're watching the game, even though you're not.
I'm with you, man. Yeah, they have not proven. I thought earlier in the season, like, okay, they'll get somebody. We just don't have any 3-point shooters.
Like, we gotta have one shooter, right? Like, we can't make it through a Final Four. We can't get to the Elite Eight without one shooter. We gotta have somebody that steps up and can just shoot. We haven't proven
just consistently that we can.
Somebody on the bench, maybe? Maybe we can just get some old boy off the bench. Like,
Like, I need to. I'm about to look it up.
Like some farm kid from Alma sitting on the bench down there that just played in the dirt in the backyard, and that's all he can do? He's not good at anything else, and you're overlooking him? Like, there's got to be somebody. Come on.
Yeah. The best 3-point shooter on the team right now is Amude, and he's 5 out of 13 this year, 39, almost 40%. And that's,
he's a giant.
He hasn't really taken. Yeah, so he's
a giant. You don't even want him out there.
He's really, well, he's 6'6", 6'7", so he's not as big as but he's really good shooting the ball from inside. So he's really good from 15 foot out, 5 foot out, close to the basket.
Yeah.
But, like Note, he's taken 55 3-pointers. Nobody else has taken more than 20. He's 15 out of 55, 27%. Just stop. Note, he's really good taking it inside. He's really good sneaking in there. He's really good at fast break points. And our team, too, on that, like you're talking about when you're taking it in, and if you do miss where you're close, we're a really good offensive rebounding team. But, we had in the paint 48 points out of those 76 points were in the paint.
Mm-hmm.
So that part's encouraging. 16 second half points. But it just seems like, but Musselman said it. He said in the press conference the other day, just not I don't know, man. But it feels like he probably wants them to shoot if they're open. It's not like it just feels like a lot of times.
He wants them to shoot it, but should he be wanting them to shoot it if they're damn open?
Because they're going to pack the paint. I don't know. It feels like at some point you got to have some.
Just got to have somebody step up and shoot the damn ball.
Yeah.
Somebody should just be staying after practice or something, just shooting. That's all they should do, just shoot. Just somebody will bring you dinners and stuff. Just tell the Arkansas community what you need. We'll take care of that. But you need you to practice shooting until you're just automatic. Anybody. What are you doing?
Because, but I'm with you, man.
And then you got this whole situation with, playing Central Arkansas here, where you go down and you shoot 4 of 18. So you do it again. You do it. You're 22%. You're a little better.
5 points better.
Not much.
No, it's bad.
Not much.
No, it's not good.
It's not good. But you're still looking at 60% in the damn paint, right? Like, keep it in the paint.
And it's
and your free throws are decent. Free throws are almost decent.
This is the worst game for free throws, which is.
They're 50%, right? They're not the best, but our free throws have always been enough to win the games, right?
We're better than that. We still put up 97 points, and they could have been 120. I will say you had a really good. I noticed for this UCA game, you had us 95-60. That was really, and we won 97-60. So that was a really good prediction. Just a quick kind of side note.
That's awesome.
Sometimes it was really good.
Sometimes I get lucky when I'm not losing.
They're like, boy, they don't ever bring that up. Right on the money.
Oh, you know how we do it.
Yeah. So in this UCA game, that's another one. They were 1-6 coming in. Another slow start. They take the lead at one point. And we're ahead by 6. Then the second half, we outscored them 56-25, which is how it should have been the entire game. 60 points in the paint, just dominating. And we only give up 16 points in the paint. So we're forcing them to shoot 21 threes. But yeah, we shoot 18. That's a good bit. That's more than we shot. We're not exactly I think it's just going to be around there.
Mm-hmm.
But, you have 7 different guys shooting a 3. Just none of them can hit. Note another 1 for 4. Likes 0 for 4, who's supposed to be. Rebounds, we dominate them. 13 offensive rebounds, second chance points. So a really physical inside team.
It looks like we play a fast game, too, in this game, too, up and down the court.
Yeah, we're trying to. Breaks. A lot of teams like Penn, going back to, they were trying to slow us down. UCA is trying to, but our pace is to be fast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we do have a good pace, good quick pace for sure.
But there's just games. These are not games we're going to go back ever and watch. Man, I think I said that like a couple weeks ago when we were playing Mercer or whatever. Like, these aren't just memorable games. And there's a lot of 16 steals. Defense was really good. We forced 25 turnovers. So defense was really good the other night. But there's a lot of work left to do to get better. We're 7-0. We're in the top 10. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah. We're doing good. Winning our games, top 10. And it's like, I always have something to say about this coach, but he's always damn winning. So I'm like, I don't know why I'm even sitting over here running my mouth. I need to just be quiet and just let him do his thing. I shouldn't be talking about his threes and, his the ways, running a fast game and so on and so forth. And I'm glad he's running a fast game. That's what I like to see. There were a couple games that we had talked about earlier, but it didn't seem like they were moving as fast as Arkansas teams normally move. So I'm glad to see the speed picking back up. But this coach is so great, man. He even understands the history of Arkansas and comes in with some speed and stuff. When, he had shooting teams and stuff, some of these other places he was at. So, when he was in the NBA and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, last year we had definitely more shooters on this team last year. Moses Moody was really good. We're missing that. And even Justin Smith could hit. And of course, in that first year, he had Joe and Jones from outside. But just hadn't anybody stepped up to do that. But he said we'd shoot too many threes, so he knows it. It's just hard, ring them in. And again, we're one of the last teams that shoot a lot, so there's a whole bunch of other teams.
That's again, like, what do you say about the guy? He already knows. He tells you in the press conferences. Like, this is what
he knows.
Same thing you guys are saying, man. So who we play next? We play what? Little Rock, Charlotte, and Oklahoma?
Yeah. We play Little Rock tomorrow, then we play Charlotte in Tulsa next Saturday.
And then after that, just so everybody knows on the podcast, after that, we're going to take a week off. We got some business to attend to, and we're going to take a week off, and then we're going to come back because, there's no reason for us to cover anything. So there's not anything to cover because hockey's not doing anything, basketball's not doing anything. So we'll take our holiday break, as you would say.
Yeah, because with the bowl game, we're not going to be able to really. And with, so the bowl game is probably going to be hopefully January 1st. The first SEC basketball game is December 29th. So it's going to be, so we're not really going to have that week off anywhere around there. So next week's a really good time to kind of catch up on some things and take care of some business, as Chad says. That's why we're kind of having a pretty good and full podcast tonight. And next time when we come back 2 weeks from now, we'll really have we'll be able to preview our opponent for the bowl game. We'll be able to pick all the bowl games. Mm-hmm. Get really into basketball. Hockey doesn't play again after this. They play Missouri tonight, and they don't play again until like January.
So what do we know about Little Rock?
Let's first kind of go over their schedule. They open the season against Southern Illinois, win 69-66. Then they beat champion Christian 115-51. Beat Arkansas Baptist 91-60. Lost to Loyola Marymount 63-82. Lost to Sam Houston 59-77. Beat Northern Illinois 67-60. At Tulsa, lost 63-77. And then most recently, a 31 at Colorado State this past Wednesday, 86-55. They're coached by Darrell Walker, who was a Razorback back in the day. And, we played an exhibition game against them last year. Mm-hmm. So this is the, I don't know if we've ever played them in like a regular game in basketball. So first time kind of for everything.
Well, it sounds like they're having a mediocre year. We're having a great year.
Exactly.
It's nice that their coach is going to be able to come up back home, come and enjoy Bud Walton and see what it's all about. And we're going to welcome him in there, and it's exciting that he gets to, experience that and see what that's like. And if he keeps working hard, maybe after we win some championships and stuff, if our coach decides to retire, we might hire him. But right now, it's still a fun experience for an alum. But I mean, he's going to get shellacked. So.
Oh yeah, he knows that. They're putting out pictures. Him and coaching staff went to Herman's Rib House today. Had video of him. This is the programs that faced off. So rooting for him. Besides this game, but he knows he's going to take a shellacking.
Yeah, just have a good time. Enjoy the day. Goodness. And then we play Charlotte. And it should be about the same with them, right?
Yeah, let me kind of look over the Charlotte 49ers. They're 3-3. They did beat Georgia in an exhibition game, 76-65. Georgia's not the best team, I say that, but they had a big top 25 win against Memphis last night, I believe, or the other night, or not before when we played UCA. Okay, so first game of the season, they beat Monmouth, 68-66. Beat USC Upstate, 76-64. Beat Appalachian, go on the road at Appalachian State, win by 1. And they've lost their last 3 to Toledo, Drexel, and Davidson. Kind of a rough stretch here lately. So they're 3-3 thus far this season.
Tough, man. Tough losses there. Going 500, and then, they're going to come in and tackle shellacking again. So, I mean, and it's tough. You see these small schools come in that you're gonna beat them. And the next big game we got is gonna be the Oklahoma game. But when we look at Little Rock, like, who would you say that their best players are? Like, who would we have to worry about?
Well, I'm not sure. Thought we had moved on.
I
got off
any.
Little Rock page.
Oh, my bad.
No, it's all right, man. I have no idea. I haven't watched any Little Rock Trojans basketball at all. Let me kind of find the stats for them. They got so many windows open.
Oh yeah, no, I'm the same way. I got a window for everything.
Nikola Merrick is their leading scorer, 12.8 points a game. Isaiah Palomero is 12.3 points a game.
Mm-hmm.
And Tony Gordon, 10.4 points a game. Jovan Stulik, 10.1 points a game. I'm guessing America's their big guy inside. There's no really notes to really come out and see any notes for this game, or I'd be able to.
Yeah, I mean, you're just taking a look here. You got the Palmero. He's, not the biggest guy, 6'5", 185 pounds. Playing guard out there. So you'll see what he can do. And like you said, the other fellow at Merrick is kind of the bigger guy, 6'7", like 195, something like that. So he playing down low. All those kind of things, And Dante Gordon, he's probably their biggest guy at 6'7", 210 pounds. So, I mean, we'll see what we get. Well, they got a lot of transfers, which is interesting. They pull a lot of transfer guys in from junior colleges, it looks like.
Yeah. They average 72.8 points a game, give up about 70. They're not a great three-point shooting team, even lower than us at 29%. Free throw percentage, pretty good, 72%. They do out-rebound their opponents, +2. Turnovers, they're a little bit better, so they're pretty good handling the basketball. Yeah.
So I mean that'll be an interesting game to see, but I don't know. I'm excited to see those players. I'm glad they're going to be able to come in and play have a good game or whatnot. Let's see what we find out about Charlotte. What we got here? All right, so what we got? We got this Clyde Tripp. Looks like he's a guard, 6'4", 200 pounds. I guess he's coming out.
Yeah, he's a senior guard, 12.2 points a game, 6.8 rebounds.
Mm-hmm.
Another guy, Jameer Young, he's averaging 20.4 points a game, 6.4 rebounds, 4.6 assists. So they're kind of led by those two guards, and Young and Tripp.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's 6'1", 185 pounds. So,
Yeah,
he's kind of the smaller of the two. Looks like you got Austin Butler playing down low, Bryce Williams. Austin Butler's, 6'5", 210, 6'7", 215. So, I mean, Williams really got the height, but it seems like Butler is probably a more physical player.
Yeah, that's a good assessment of him. Yeah, I don't know much about the Charlotte 49ers. Yeah.
Do we know anything about Perry Francesco, the forward, 6'8", 240 pounds, from Miami?
Cool name.
Yeah, it is a cool name. I guess he was over at Texas A&M, Corpus Christi. And then he came over. So.
It doesn't ring a bell for me. I didn't watch him at Corpus Christi either.
You didn't watch any Corpus Christi?
No, I like to, just
I don't know. That seems to be
I've been more in football mode, so it's hard for me to watch Corpus Christi basketball.
I'm not watching it either. So, but anyway, I mean that's kind of who they got. That's their guys. So.
Okay. Let's see here. So, Oklahoma. I did watch a little bit of that game against Florida the other night. It was on at the same time. I do know their head coach is Porter Moser, who before Oklahoma, this is his first year at Oklahoma. Before that, he was at made the Final Four run. Before that, he was UALR's head coach.
Okay.
So he's got some pretty good head. He's a really good head coach. I was hired by Oklahoma. I'm trying to find out.
So they played Northwestern State and beat them 77-59. UTSA beat them 96-44. Man, just put it on them. Honestly, Eastern Carolina just barely beat them 79-74. Went over and just beat Indiana State 87-63. Beat Utah State just barely, or got beat by Utah State. I'm sorry, just barely 73-70. So they take their first loss there. Go over to I don't even know how HBU is. Anyway, play HBU.
Baptist, maybe.
Beat them 57-40. Houston Baptist, maybe. I don't know.
That's what I'm thinking.
Then go over and just barely beat UCF. Man, a lot of close games. 62-65. Yeah. And they beat number 14 ranked Florida 74-67. So, I mean, good Lord. Well, they got one loss. Whew. I mean.
Yeah, one loss.
They're going to pay Butler before they play us. So, they could take a big loss there and come in. I mean, good Lord, Butler, that's a tough team. But they ain't even ranked this year, it don't look like. Which is crazy. Yet. Then coming in to play number 10 Arkansas.
I hope they beat Butler. We need a good non-conference win. Our non-conference schedule is not up to par, Coach Muss. Next year, I know it amps up a little bit with the Maui Invitational. Pretty good tournament, but I'm really jealous of some of these teams that plays at least half their non-conference schedule. Big time teams.
Mm-hmm.
I hope we start to do that because I'm getting tired of playing these UCAs, Little Rocks, just Hofstras, just back to back to back to back to. Just a small complaint. I'm a fan. I'm just want to see us play some more big games. I appreciate that since back to the ends. We're just not taking much. You know what I mean? The intensity is not there. Oklahoma, just kind of looking at that most recent game. Jalen Hill, he's got the best plus minus on there. He's 18 points, 4 rebounds. He makes 6 out of 7 free throws, 6 out of 8 field goals. Let's see, he's 6'4", 218, junior from Las Vegas. Tanner Groves, one of their other stars, 8 for 11, 2 for 3. Lead that team in that game with 8 rebounds and 20 points.
And
Tanner Groves, 6'10". Yeah, big bearded guy, 6'10".
Plays
senior.
down low. Big down low
Yeah,
guy.
for sure.
They kind of
Yeah,
keep him. You don't see him very many other places. So.
Yeah, he does. I mean, 2 out of 3 from 3, so a lot better than our big men trying to shoot the ball. From Spokane, Washington. Transfer from Eastern Washington. I guess they got 2 brothers. They don't. Yeah, they do kind of look alike. I guess Jacob Groves plays too, but this is the better of the brothers. And then I don't know that connection. That's weird. And then Jordan Goldwire, starter. Let's see here, 6'3" guard, 194, redshirt senior. So you're looking at a lot of these juniors and seniors in that starting lineup. Mm-hmm. What I'm kind of seeing. Emoja, Gibson. Goldwire transferred from Duke. Emoja Gibson, he is a senior. Transfer from North Texas. So they're kind of piecing these guys. Seniors, though, they're getting a lot of these grad experience. Mm-hmm. But, with only 1 loss, not bad. He takes them against Florida. They're only 4 out of 14 from 3, so they take even less. They're going to be a physical matchup for us. They out-rebound Florida. A lot of outscore them in the paint. Fast breaks, not a whole lot of points from that. Not a lot of second chance points either, looking at this Texas. And then let's round out their start, who is 6'3", 194, senior, transfer from Cal State North. So besides Jalen Hill, they've brought in a lot of grad transfers, really kind of important Rose's first year.
Mm-hmm.
Then these other guys off the bench don't really play a whole lot. So that starting 5 is what you're going to see a lot next Saturday against Oklahoma.
Definitely a beatable team, but definitely going to be a they're going to bring it physical, yeah. Yeah, it's going to be a physical matchup, and it's going to be a tough game, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It's definitely a team we can beat. Definitely going to be a hard fought game. It's not something we're just going to go in there and roll over like the other 2 games prior to that. So, we'll see.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. We need more of those games. Yes, we need, because SEC, that's going to be our last major test till SEC starts the end of this month. So it's going to be a big, and it's a neutral site game at their BOK Center. So that's really cool. Really cool kind of neutral site game. Mm-hmm. Hour and a half, kind of in between Norman and Fayetteville. So it's really cool. I'm glad they're doing that.
Yeah, no, I like that. I think that's really cool. And then after this game, you get to the North Little Rock game. So anybody that's going to the North Little Rock game, just know we're going to be, playing Hofstra down there. And you can go check them out. What is that? It's called Simmons Bank Arena now. That's the...
Yeah.
Good Lord, they've changed that so many times. They just can't keep the same name.
Verizon. Yeah.
Goodness gracious. Whew. I remember it was Alltel Verizon, and you used to have Big O playing in there and stuff on that semi-pro team. Yeah, I don't know nothing about that though. No,
Raptor. Yeah.
Then you play Elon, and then you're in SEC.
Yeah.
Play after that. So we get 2 more tune-up games, and. You got Mississippi State, Vanderbilt, A&M, Missouri. I mean, you're in the thick of it, right?
Yeah.
Good Lord. We got to play Kentucky until like the third to last game, so we ought to be rolling by then. But once you get in SEC play, you got to be ready. You got to be ready to.
Yeah.
You got some tough teams ahead of you.
Like we saw the other night, probably one of the least amount of wins in non-conference play so far with Georgia, and then they beat a top Memphis a couple of nights ago. So it's SEC basketball's tough. It's a tough every night. I'm looking at this: Mississippi State, Vanderbilt, A&M, Missouri. Before we go out at LSU, I'm like, we can go 4-0, but those teams are going to bring it. Some of these like the road games in SEC basketball. I love it though. We get 2 wins. Football. I'm glad we got that football. In kind of in between to get us, and then we get to jump right back. Then we get to jump into conference basketball. You know what I mean? Like football is just like, damn, we don't have nothing till next September. No, we got good conference basketball to talk about right after that bowl game. So that's what I'm really excited about. And then we got winning the big SEC Big 12 matchup, kind of in between, sandwiched in there. But yeah, only 5 games left until Mississippi State. 2 games after that Oklahoma tune-up.
So it's gonna happen. Well, I mean, I guess we should pick these games, man. We got 3 games to pick now.
Let's do it. Let's go Arkansas UALR. What do you think?
103-52. Okay. Arkansas.
I like it. I'm going to go Arkansas 84, UALR 57. Arkansas Charlotte.
110
Okay.
to 42.
Ooh, I like it.
Arkansas.
I'll go 89 to 63 there. Arkansas, Oklahoma.
Let's go 72 to 63, Arkansas.
Okay. I'll go Arkansas 74, Oklahoma 65.
Nice. Some crazy picks right there, man. I hope we blow them out, though. I would like to blow it out and then just get a close. Just 2 big blowouts and then a close win with Oklahoma, and I'm fine with that, man.
Yeah, oh yeah. Any show who's ball. Yeah, Large Charlotte.
Have we lost the game yet? We haven't. We're 7-0. What? I mean, what if we went undefeated? What if we didn't lose a game? I mean, if you think about it, look where we're at right now. I mean, it's a possibility. We could just not lose a game this year and win a championship.
How nice would that be?
That'd be crazy.
Nobody's shown they can beat us.
Then you got the number 1 team in the nation, the Arkansas Razorbacks, who won a championship, who has the number 1 recruiting class coming in the next year, coming back for a repeat. National championship number 2. Could you have a Kentucky situation where like the coach just keeps just rolling them in?
Reloading?
Just have a Nick Saban type situation in basketball over here at the University of Arkansas? Just always getting the top recruits, number 1 recruiting class from here on out. Just every year winning. That's probably too much to ask for, but I hope it happens.
Why not us? Why not now? Why not in the future? Who's stopping us?
That's right. Who's stopping us and why'd they do it?
I'm going to break their thumbs. They're not going to stop us. Who's going to be the first team to beat us? I don't know. I hope it's not for a long time or ever. Maybe we don't ever lose in the history of the program again.
I mean, I hope not.
Maybe we don't ever lose another game in any sport. What about that?
Would that be fun, though? Like, how long would that go on for?
Yeah, it'd be nerve-wracking every game trying to keep up. Nerve-wracking, just like, is this going to be the night like we lose in volleyball? Is this going to be the night we lose? Are we going to lose in football today? Well, I mean, we've won 1,003 games straight. Everything.
Everything. We got championships and everything. Several of them. Several in every sport. We are the best. In tennis, golf, soccer, baseball, softball, water polo, diving.
Water polo. Just adding sports. Like
just all those running sports. Hockey. Hockey's playing at the old arenas over there and stuff. Just because there's won so much.
Finally, Yurichek's like, all right, now we'll bring him.
Yurichek, like we have a big ceremony where Yurichek brings in the hockey team.
Oh. I don't know, man. Well, I do want to say congratulations to the Big Wiener Bandits for winning the Hog Call Podcast College Football Fantasy League. Next year, don't embarrass us with your name, Big Wiener Bandits.
Look, you won.
I'm just kidding. I like the name.
You won. You got the T-shirt. You've been there. You've done that. So.
Look, he talked smack too earlier in the year. He's like, oh. And he did. Like a really good, a 206 to 170, high scoring affair. You know, he had Missouri's kicker. Kind of weird, but whatever. Really had some big time games from some of his guys. Just racked it up. So congratulations. You got you a T-shirt. But I'm coming for it next year.
And keep an eye on social media because he's going to have to, send a photo in of him in that T-shirt.
Oh, for sure.
So that'll be coming. But yeah, I mean, look, you won the prize. You played the game. How fun is that? And it could be you. It could be you next year, winning the Hog Call Fantasy League, getting the T-shirt. Could be you.
Getting talked about weekly.
11 o'clock in the morning, you're having your coffee. 11 o'clock in the morning, you're listening to how you win that week.
Shit, I forgot to set my fantasy lineup.
That's me. That's an impression.
I got a receiver that plays at 6 p.m. on a Friday night. Yeah, it's college football. Sorry, man. The ACC weird, man. You're going to get a Wake Forest, North Carolina on a Friday night.
Got to be prepared. Well, anyway, that's exciting news. Big Wiener Bandits. What a name. What a name. Big Wiener Bandits. I guess that's about it. I don't have anything more to add to this podcast after that.
No, we rocked and rolled. I'm good to be back. Hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. Hope we helped make your night. Hope it's 10 a.m. Well, this is probably approaching about noon now.
Mm-hmm.
Probably about to watch some conference championship games.
Mm-hmm.
Make a couple of hours to the Arkansas Little Rock game. Couple beers in. Or have you not started yet? Maybe you're just into the coffee. Maybe you poured a little bit of Evan Williams in there.
Get a little splash.
Thinking about the whole day ahead. Whole day of college football. Don't think about how it's almost over.
Didn't happen.
Think about how there's 50 bowl games, and we're going to enjoy every last one of them. Think about how soon we're going to have Monday and Tuesday afternoon bowl games in December.
Fishing.
Whether it's fishing, trout fishing. You can listen to these games. You can listen to Toledo and Lafayette, maybe. I don't know. Whoever's going to play in the Gasparilla Bowl. Football.
I'll tell you what, the thing about it is, football makes the world go round. And I wouldn't say that it's a religion in the South.
It's a way of life?
Well, I don't know. Probably more of a religion. Probably more of a cult. If I had to pick one.
Yeah, it's definitely a cult, man.
Everybody grab your damn Kool-Aid. Woo Pig Suey.